Welcome, everybody. We are fast forwarding late into this season. There's a pennant run. The reason is whenever this gets to the new place and a new job, I just want this to be pretty much, over almost. Not over, but. So today, you're going to have a lot of the Houston Astros. You have a lot of games going on. And the best game of the day is going to be Cleveland and Montreal. So it'll be Cleveland and Montreal. They're one game apiece. They're slightly outside. It's going to be in Montreal, and it should be a good one. As we're about ready to go. And we're going to be underway. So here's Kenny Lofton. Jeff Fassero is pitching against Kenny Lofton. A big game for Montreal. They're a game ahead of Cleveland, but they're not yet into the playoffs. That's going to be on the ground. Welcome to the very first inning, and it's an error. So Lansing with an error. Now here's Baerga, Carlos Baerga. And they're going to go to second. They're going to steal, and he will get to second. 30 seconds stolen base by Lofton. Take a look at this lineup. They're hitting .319. He is the only, Kenny Lofton is the only Cleveland Indian hitting above 300 in the starting lineup. Montreal has two. Rondell White and Moises Alou. But you see the home runs are down a little bit, so here is Carlos Baerga. Struck him out. That's going to be one out. One out, top of the first inning. Here's Albert Bell. 14 home runs, 53 RBI. Oh, they're going to go to third. They throw, and he's going to be safe. He will be safe there. And here's Albert Bell. Bell hits it deep to left field. And this one is 2-0 Cleveland. They needed this win. They didn't want to go down with 19 to go. They didn't want to go down big. And right now it is a 2-0 game. What a big game. And that was huge. Jeff Fassero. Against here, it'll be on the ground. They'll pick it up short to first. They get the out, 2 outs. That's incredible. And now Jim Thome. 2-0 Cleveland leading Montreal. Thome on the ground, easy second to first, they get the out. We end this inning. We go to the bottom of the second inning, the score Cleveland 2, Montreal 0. Bottom of the first inning, Grissom, White, and Alou. Here's Marquise Grissom hitting .253, 21 stolen bases. He's very quick to get on. High pop fly, and underneath, 1 out. So that'll be I know this is we didn't have as much coverage, but oh well. Mark Clark is a pitcher, he's 11-5. And looking all right this year. That was just 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Rondell White. Rondell, that'll be on the ground. They go short all the way to first. And he gets the out, 2 outs. Two outs, and Moises Alou. Here's Moises now. On the ground. All the way over, and they get the out, 3 outs. At the end of the first inning, it's 2-0 Cleveland. We We go to the second inning. Alomar, Giles, and Murray. Here's Roberto Alomar. On the ground. 1 out. Here's Brian Giles now hitting .244. Cleveland at the beginning of the year was good. They fell into a little bit of a slump. Struck him out, and Giles will sit down. Giles, the Pirate. And Eddie Murray, remember he played for the Orioles in '79. He's only hitting .217. High into left field. Will that be fair? And yes, it will. It'll be a base hit. Will he go to second? He's going to stay at first. I'm going to do something really quickly. Game options. Follow the ball. Let's say no. And let's see what happens. Here's Omar Vizquel. Omar Vizquel. They're going to pick it up. Throw to first. They get the out. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Cleveland. So bottom of the second inning. Here's Larry Walker. You Walker, Barry, and Will Cordero. Here's Larry Walker. And they're going to walk him. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0. Here's Barry Walker on first. Barry, Montreal would like to get things going. Oh, they're going to go to second. They steal, and he's safe. So Walker has his 12th steal. And here's Sean Barry with Walker on second. Struck him out, 1 out. They can't get him to third for a sacrifice position. Will Cordero hitting .281, 5 home runs, 40 RBI. Webster's good. We got to see how many games he's played. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. Third to first. They get the out, 2 outs. Walker will go to third. Here's Mark Clark. Let's see. There we go. So here's Webster now. Hard hit, and it's going to make it 2-1. Montreal, they want to win this game. If they win this game, they'll be 50-40 with 18 left to go. We'll have a complete recap of everything at the end of this game. Here's Mike Lansing, second base, 2-1 now. Hard hit, it'll go third to second, and that'll be it. So at the end of 2, it's 2-1. Cleveland leads Montreal. We go to the third. A lot of different things left in Baerga and Bell. Jeff Facero 10-9 on the year. Struck him out, 1 out. One out, and Carlos Baerga through the middle on a base hit. So Baerga here in the third inning gets on with a single. 2-1. Cleveland leads. Albert Bell 1-for-1. He had a 2-run home run. They're going to steal at second, and he's safe. Lots of stealing. Here's Albert Bell. Oh, Little Looper didn't want that. He didn't want that. That's going to be an out there, 2 outs. That's a big one. And here's Ramirez. Right to second, easy. Now it's 2-1, bottom of the third coming up. So here's Montreal, Gardner. Got to see Webster. Here's Jeff Gardner, Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 2-0. Oh, look at Gardner, and I don't know if anybody should have even moved, but it hits the wall. Gardner will go to second. Will he go to third? Yes, he is. They throw to third. He's safe. A triple for Gardner. And here's Marquise Grissom. Marquise Grissom now 0 for 1 today. Hitting .252. On the ground, it'll be picked up. They'll throw to first and they tie the game. One out, nobody on. Here's Rondell White, 0 for 1. Rondell to right. And that's going to be a catch, 2 outs. Moises Alou, 0 for 1. 2-2 game. That'll be easy on the ground, should end the inning, and it does. Well, it's a 2-2 game now. Cleveland has blown their 2-0 lead. Quickly in the out of town, New York leading Boston. That's a big game. Atlanta needs to win. They're falling out. Pittsburgh gets one back. Barry Bonds, a home run, is 19th. Detroit and Toronto, two good teams tied there. Kansas City leading St. Louis. New York against Houston. And the rest of the game, Chicago is in there. Oakland and San Francisco, the Bay Series. That'll be big. Here's Jim Thome. The third baseman, Jim Thome, hitting .280. Ball 4, and they walk him in 4. Jim Thome, a little bit upset there. And here's Sandy Alomar Jr. On the ground. Facero will pick it up. They'll throw to second. They get him out. They throw to first. They get him out. Sketchy there, but it's going to be 2 outs. And here's Brian Giles, the DH. And Giles, that'll be on the ground. They pick it up. They throw to first. They get the out. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-2 game. Bottom of the 4th inning, a 2-2 game. And here's Larry Walker hitting now .299. It'll be on the ground. Oh, what a stop, and it's going to be over 300 now. Larry gets over 300. He's at 302, and here's Sean Barry, 0 for 1. New York and Boston are now tied. Oh, to deep right, let's see. Underneath, and that's going to be a catch. 1 out. 1 out, and Will Cordero, 0 for 1. St. Louis leading Kansas City. That'll be on the ground, 6, 4, 3, that's an easy one. We go to the 5th, score 2-2. So Murray, Vizquel, and Lofton here. Here's Eddie Murray. Jeff Facero still in. Little bit and a base hit, yes. And a base hit for Eddie Murray. He'll be on, and Omar Vizquel. I'd bunt. And they do. It's going to be a 1-2. That'll be on the ground. Will it be a 6-4-3? There's 6-4, and they only get 1. 1 out, top the 5th, Kenny Lofton. So here's Kenny, more strikeouts and hits. To center field. Underneath, and that's going to be a catch, 2 outs. 2 outs, and Carlos Baerga. And right back to the pitcher, and he gets it. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2-2 game. Bottom of the 5th, here is Lenny Webster. He hasn't played much this year, but it's .353. Base hit again, late season heroics. And Lenny Webster. Mark Clark. Only 53 pitches so far. Oh, right back at him, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning, here's Gardner. 1 for 1. Struck him out, 2 outs. What a move there. 2 outs, here's Marquise. In a 2-2 game. Over to third and an error. So they all have an error. It's the exact same. Rondell White, the left fielder. Let's see if they can make do, but they strike him out. We go to the 6th. We score Cleveland 2, Montreal 2. 6th inning, Bell, Ramirez, and Tomei. So here's Albert Bell. To left, but not far enough, and that'll be an out. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Manny Ramirez, who's 0 for 2, will come up. Manny to center. Maybe, maybe no, and it's 2 out. 2 outs here in the 6th, and here's Tomei. Jim Tomei 0 for 1. Little number, and that'll fall down, and Tomei will get on first. On an 0-2 with 2 outs. Sandy will come up, Sandy Alomar. That'll be taking himself to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Cleveland 2, Montreal 2. What a big game of Lou Walker and Barry. Here's Moises. On the ground to first, 1 out. Here's Larry. And they're gonna walk him. And Sean Barry 0 for 2. On the ground, what a stop. They're gonna flip it, and he beats it out. Now it's a jam. You got 2 on with 1 out. Will Cordero. Can they get out of it? There's a double play clause. Struck him out, 2 outs. And Webster. Lenny Webster, the catcher. He's a hero, 2 for 2 today. Struck him out. He can't do that. We go to the 7th. It's 2-2. 7th inning stretch will catch everything. New York winning again. Will show everything Atlanta needs that win. Giles, Murray, and Vizquel. Facero still pitching. And they're going to walk him. So Brian Giles is on first. Jeff Facero getting late into this. Whatever, he missed that one. Bunning struck him out, and he'll steal. Omar Vizquel on the ground. Base hit. Will they come around to score? They're going to go all the way home, and it's going to be 3-2. Unbelievable. And Mel Rojas will come in. He's 1-0, 3.35 ERA. And here's Kenny in the top of the 7th, 1 out, 1 man on. Kenny, and that's going to be a base hit. Will they score him? The question is, will they come home? No, they won't. First and third with one out. And now Carlos Baerga can knock this thing wide open. Oh, deep. And they're going to get at least one out of this. They catch it and they throw it all the way in. It is now 4-2. Two outs, and here's Albert Bell. Lofted on first. And they're going to steal. They throw to second. They get the out. Go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Enjoy the scores for the seventh inning stretch. New York leading big. Atlanta needs that win. Toronto looking good there. They need that. Pittsburgh beating Cincinnati. That would be a huge win if they could win. Houston beating the Mets. St. Louis beating Kansas City. San Diego beating Minnesota. Philadelphia big over Texas. Chicago, Milwaukee there. And we'll go to everything after the game. Here's Lansing. Mike Lansing, bottom of the seventh inning. Lansing, and that'll be an out right there. Carlos Baerga with it. Gardner, Jeff Gardner 1 for 2. High center field and a base hit. Here's Marquise Grissom. 0 for 3. They get it away, and it is. Go to second, one out. Here's Grissom now. 0 for 3. They walk him first and second. Here's Rondell White. Eric Plunk is now in pitching. A new pitcher for Cleveland, Eric Plunk, 1-1 on the year. And he's trying to get a hold or even a save. 2 on with 1 out. Rondell White. Wow, Montreal would really need a win. It gets away. It gets away. And now they got him in sacrifice position. They can get back 1. Second and third with 1 out. Rondell White 0 for 3 today. Plunk, the pitch. Hard on the ground. That's going to be throwing home. And they got him. They got him out. 2 outs. It is silent. Here's Moises Alou. DH hitting 309. 0 for 3 today. Plunk, that'll be on the ground. They go to second, they get the out. And that's it. We go to the 8th. It's quiet here, 4-2. 8th inning, Bell, Ramirez, and Tomei. Pittsburgh 5-2 the lead. They've been on fire. They had an absolute terrible beginning to the year, but now they're on fire. And this will be second and first, 1 out. Here's Ramirez, hitting 274. Jammed him and lined out, 2 outs. 2 outs, Jim Tomei, 1 for 2. Struck him out, and that'll be it. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Score Cleveland 4, Montreal 2. Well, let's see what Larry Walker can do. Can he get on? Eric Plunk is still in. So Larry Walker, bottom of the 8th inning. Can he get on? It'll be a little dribbler, short, and he gets out. 1 out. Here's Sean Berry, 1 for 3 on the day, and right now it's the 2-1. Base hit. So Barry will get on, and the tying run will be at home. In the bottom of the 8th, Will Cordero, 0 for 3. High pop fly. Underneath, 2 outs. Two outs, bottom of the 8th, Larry Webster, 2 for 3. And he might be out here, short right field. That's going to be out. 3 outs. We go to the top of the 9th. Cleveland trying to add on. Well, Pittsburgh in the top of the 9th inning. There, Jeff Hunter. Hey, good to see you. I just had a race. And this is going to be it for me tonight. Then I'm going to bed. But I just had a long race there, Jeff. It was a good one. And now I'm going to start this league up. So I'll end it before I leave. And then I'll go to the playoffs when I get to Cambodia. So here's Sandy Alomar. Straight up center field. And that's going to be 1 out. Mel Rojas is still in. And he will be in. So Rojas, here's Brian Giles, 0 for 2. Struck him out, and that'll be 2 outs. So he is there, and there it is. Here's Eddie Murray. Eddie. It's going to be ball 4. So Eddie will go to first. 2 outs. And Gil Heredia. Gil Heredia is in there. So let's see. They're going to go to second. He's safe. They got to be able to throw people out. I think they will. Gary Carter will be there. Second all the way short to first. And that's going to be the out. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's all Montreal. Now, if Montreal were to come back and win, that would be big. But Mike Lansing, Paul Austenmacher, this is it. He's trying for the save. Here's Mike Lansing, 0 for 3. The 1-2 pitch. High into left center field. And Lansing will get on, and a base hit all the way to the wall. They throw to second, and he's safe. So Lansing with a double, and this is big. Randy Milligan, the pinch hitter. Yeah, they got a chance. So Milligan. Oh, to right field, but not hard enough. 1 out, line drive. Bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Marquise Grissom, 0 for 3. Huge. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. They're down to their final out. Rondell White. 0 for 4. Rondell. Trying to save the game. The pitch to left field. Underneath, should be getting it, and it is caught. And that's it. Albert Bell catches the final out, and the Cleveland Indians have won the game 4-2. Cleveland was down by a game to Montreal, and now they're tied. They're tied at 48 and 40, 49 and 41. You see in this game, Eddie Murray had 2 hits for Cleveland. Barry had 2, Webster had 2, Gardner had 2. 8-7. Montreal in total hits. Clark got the win. He's 12 and 5. 55 score, plunked the hold. Austenmacher is 19 save. Facero the loss, he pitched to 49. Mark Clark, the MVP. So they are tied. Now let's take a look at all of the games yesterday and all of the scores and all that today. Canseco was incredible. But let's take a look. The Yankees beat the Red Sox 11-6. The Braves, 3-run home run in the bottom of the ninth. They needed that win. The Pirates 5-2. They're trying to claw back in. Toronto 4-3. We saw Cleveland 4-2 in that game. Kansas City well below 500, 12-10. Slow pitch softball there. Minnesota well below. San Diego's 49-41. They're a good team, but they lost to the Twins, a big loss. Houston is very good. Philadelphia, no hits, Texas. Philadelphia, no hits, Texas. And there it is, Darren Jackson and Foster. Jackson and Foster combined for the no-hitter. 13-0. So John Kruk, 3 for 5, 3 RBI. The Orioles trying to get to 500. The Cubs beat the Rockies. But the Orioles beat the Dodgers. Chicago trying to come back 4-3. They win. Seattle beat Florida. And Oakland beat San Francisco 12-5. 2 home runs by Jose Canseco. So let's take a look at the standings. First of all, the top 6 make the playoffs. The top 2 get a bye. So the Astros lead everybody by at least 7 games. So unless they go on a big streak, the Yankees are good there, but they got to make sure. They don't fall. They got to make sure there. Then it gets a little bit clumpier. So let's take a look now. So you have Houston 1, the Yankees 2, the Dodgers 3, Oakland 4, Chicago 5, and Toronto 6. So very clear cut here after 90 games. So the Braves and Phillies are a game back. Cleveland, San Diego, and Montreal are 2 games back. They're 2 games back. 4 games back of the Pirates. So the Pirates are red hot. They start off the season terrible. And now they are red hot, and they are 47-43 with 18 to go. They're back by 4. Boston is back. And then you see all the teams. Minnesota, St. Louis, Texas, terrible. California, bad. Seattle, Detroit, terrible. And all of that. When you look at the statistics, the batting averages, Mike Piazza is good. Canseco has 30 home runs. The pitching leaders, Kevin Brown. Actually, let's go there and let everybody go. Kenny Lofton with 33 stolen bases. The pitching leaders, Kevin Brown, doing a great job. Orlando Hernandez with 16 wins. 26 saves for Dwayne Ward. So they're going later on in the game. Fielding. 20 errors for Will Cordero. Ugh. For Montreal. Streaks. Shane Mack had a 20-game hitting streak. Mariano Rivera 21 and Wagner 21 game. when you look at the reports and you look at game performance rankings, Benny Agbayani for New York against Pittsburgh, he went 3 for 4, 3 home runs, a 124. So Barry Bonds went 4 for 5, 2 home runs. A couple people had 3 home runs the other way. David Cone for Kansas City, that was the no-hitter. Greg Maddux against St. Louis, he had a no-hitter. So 2 no-hitters this year. The newspaper here, the Astros, the Dodgers, the Yankees. The Indians are looking good. Pittsburgh is moved up to 12th. Remember, you got the top 6. One of the biggest things, is the league home. Let's take a look. That's the best one here. Strikeouts, Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez. I really, when you look at this, I know we went ahead. I know this isn't the most optimal, but next year we'll be more stable in our leagues. You know, you look at the top 6, and then you got, it's close. So that's the thing. And as you look at the schedule, they got a little bit more here, and then Boston and Pittsburgh, that's a big one. Boston is 46, 47 for Pittsburgh. Montreal, California, Minnesota, Houston, and Baltimore. LA and Cleveland. Wow, that'll be a big one. 3rd and 9th. Boston is 13th. The Pirates are 12th. New York and Florida. Florida's 21st. New York is 22nd. The Cubs and Yankees. The Cubs are 19th. The Yankees are 2nd. The Giants are 14th. The White Sox are 5th. Colorado 20th. Atlanta's 7th. Seattle, San Diego, Kansas City 18th. Oakland 4th. So I think, you know, Cincinnati, well, the Pirates, I mean, if they can get things going, they might be able to be all right in the pennant chase. You see, so far, this is what they say. The 49 and 41s. They say they want Houston, the Yankees. They're probably going to be top. Well, I don't know. They're going to be fighting the Dodgers for the bye. Oakland is 4. White Sox are 5th. Toronto is 6th. And then you have Atlanta, Philadelphia, Cleveland, San Diego, Montreal. So Boston, then the Cubs, and then they play a tough schedule. Dodgers. So right now, everybody kind of plays differing teams. Cleveland, of course, Montreal, and then the Dodgers. That's big. They get through that. This stretch, that'll be huge. San Diego, Minnesota, and Seattle, Montreal. There you go, Cleveland and California. So that's for the top of the wild card, as you can see. I mean, the Pirates. The Pirates have Boston. And when you have that, I mean, Pittsburgh and Boston, that'll be big. Pittsburgh has 47. They're 4 behind. And people are winning. They are winning, and everybody is saying that, I don't know, the Phillies might have a good shot. But you just got to keep playing, man. All right, that's going to be it for us today. Thank you, Jeff Hunter. Methadone for life, great. Methadone for life. You can't hear me for the first 30 minutes, and then I turn up the volume, and then you can hear me the last part of the race. That's a fun race. The stand leg, we're still going to have that. I dropped the baseball because I simmed some games, and they're getting at 20s and 30s with scores. So that other game, no good there. But we're going to go with this then. All right, we're going to have a great day, and I'll see you later. Methadone for life. Great to see you.